So, have you heard of artificial intelligence? How many of you heard? Just try that. Okay, it's like almost 100%. Our world is literally invaded with artificial intelligence. Just even when you take your phone and suddenly you're really lazy to enter your password. You just look at it and wow, it's open. So what happened is that algorithm really analyzed your face, found your eyes, found your mouth, found your nose, brows, and then understood that it's really you. Basically, it really helps us. And now, how many of you heard of ChatGPT? Just raise a hand. Okay, when do you use it? Like when you want to write something, or when you really want like 5,000 word essay in an hour? Okay, I'm just joking. But I believe that really it's truly fantastic and fabulous that artificial intelligence now can create even the language and basically can use such an ancient tool that people are using for like thousands and thousands of years. It's really great. And it was a real breakthrough, honestly. And then we can really think that artificial intelligence is purposed to simplify our lives. Whenever we go, we really can integrate it to optimize like environment and make tasks easier for us. Because we don't really like monotonous work, like something really repetitive, like 1, 2, 3. We don't want to count. I'm sorry, like I got a cold. I hope I will not lose my voice till the end. So basically, we really love artificial intelligence because we don't like making something repetitive. We love to create. And now let's think. How else can we use it? I have an example. Let's look back in the history. You know, like when you want to create a breakthrough, you really need ideas, tools, and challenge. Yeah, I love the quote. So basically, if you remember the first scientific revolution, what is that, you can ask? Like, what's that? Well, it's the period when Copernicus lived. Like when we understood that Earth is not the center of the world. It's not the center of the universe. That we are really like one small planet in a whole like big universe. It was a major discovery because like we really understood that we can explore the world. And later there was Galileo Galilei who found that, well, not everything even like rotates around the sun, because he noticed some satellites of Jupiter. And they were like really complex, like trajectiles, really strange stuff. And well, he just found that planets may be rotating around just other planets. And there can be rotation about any objects in the universe. And Newton came up with his laws, the laws of gravity, what we have now, what we like use to launch satellites and have mobile network connections. Really, it was a really great breakthrough, but what stand behind it? Was there some tool maybe? Yeah, there was, and it was a telescope. Imagine, how would you view the Jupiter like far away, just like one tiny point on our like azimuth without any tool? So telescopes solved this problem. We could really see it. And when we see and observe, we make an experiment. And experiments are needed to complete our theories. So basically this way the laws of gravity emerged. And now using them we live how we are like right now. We use the internet every day. And we should say thanks to that telescope. And then the telescope was inverted and turned into a microscope. And people found that we consist of cells. They confirmed it again. And now we can cure diseases just because of someone invented lenses and knew how to use them, like how to combine two lenses. Really nice. And don't you notice that, well, we have another powerful tool now, AI, artificial intelligence. And we can use it again in science. And you may ask now, well, how can we really apply it to science? It's like really strange stuff. AI cannot create anything. But there is one really interesting company, it's named DeepMind. Basically, first it functioned as a game industry company. When you could create AI for games, like when you're playing video game and there are like other characters, how do they know that they should fight you or not fight like against each other? So basically, they were first writing AI for games. And the games are like chess, then Go. You have heard maybe of Go, this really ancient Japanese game when you have to take like most like square of the board. It's really interesting and truly complex. There are about like 10 to the 300th power like opportunities and possibilities of the game. So it's practically impossible to count it like with a simple machine. You really need some neat algorithms to do this. And well, you may ask like, if we can solve such really hard problems like 10 to the 300th degree like combinations, and then we can calculate the best way, maybe we can suddenly like apply it to chemistry or maybe physics, or maybe we can identify the lie when person lies or when they don't, like when we just look at the face and we can really analyze it because we have some set of like identifiers. And yeah, now we can apply it to science because of, again, we don't really like monotonous words, and scientists don't like it either. They're really like, well, if some machine could calculate it for me, and I just like create a model, it would be perfect. I just create models and I get them confirmed, or I just get like, no, you got the wrong answer. So it would be a great solution. And DeepMind did this. They found a model that can really predict like how a protein folds. Well, you may ask, what is a protein? It's a thing that really works in your body to make who you are, like how our skin looks, how we are functioning themselves, like why we need to eat, why we need to live at all. And the proteins tell us this. They're like these tiny pieces of code. And now we really need to find like how they fold, because if you know how they fold, then you can suddenly find vaccines like against coronavirus. And it was done with AlphaFold, the invention of DeepMind. So basically, we begin using it in science. And it's not just about biology, it's also about quantum physics. Suddenly, if you want to solve like quantum physics, it's a really, really strange stuff with lots of like differential equations, really like complex, what we don't want to do. And suddenly there is a tool to make everything easy. Yes, there is, and it's artificial intelligence, because it can like simplify and break down this complex things to really simple stuff. Just put in numbers and get the results. Really nice stuff. And what we can use it for? Well, superconductivity, not to lose electricity like in the wires. Just that, you know, like in wires, annually it's so much energy is lost so that we could power whole New York City just for free. Or you could like reduce your bills for electricity. Quite nice. And another application would be looking into space. For example, you know, like when scientists want to detect objects in the space, they're like really analyzing. It's not so high resolution. They don't see like the objects like I see you really with a great like picture. They see like a blurry thing. Is it a star, planet, or black hole? No one knows really. And they're like looking at the past objects, and then they see like, oh, it's probably a star. And they spend a lot of time on this instead of creating theories. And suddenly there is an AI that can really do the same. It can take an image and say, well, it's 96% probability star, and 4% probability like it's a planet. And maybe there are like aliens living and waiting us. So really, we can apply it for science. And it might be that this application will yield us truly the progress in the years to come, when we will suddenly improve the world and go to other planets, like travel without the problems, finding like quantum gravity and ways to really leave the planet and colonize the universe. Something that we really want. And you know, you can take part in it. Every day you write like a tiny piece of code to ChatGPT, or you are doing something like working with AI, it's learning, it's becoming smarter. And we can use it for the better future to live in. So it's you who is making progress. Thank you.